All right, page 122. This is Sixth Sense. You're going to be playing this piece. It's only 5 measures long, and I'm going to have you play it 6 different ways. All right? We learned about half steps and whole steps this last class. So we're going to start this on the F and the C. So I have an interval of a fifth. So we talked about intervals of fifths and sixths and half and whole steps. All right, so we have here's my fifth, and then my thumb goes down to the E, a half step. Down a half step, back to F. Then my little finger goes up a whole step. So I'm going to skip this black key to the D and back to the fifth. My left hand will do the exact same thing. F on the bottom, C on top, down a half step, back up, and now he goes up a whole step. So when I put it together, down to the sixth, back to the fifth, up to the sixth. When I do this fifth, I do them together. Then he goes down to a sixth, back up, and then up to a sixth. Because you can turn a fifth into a sixth 2 ways. You can either go down, and there's a sixth, E to C, or I can go up, and there's a sixth, F to D. Now here's the fun part, all right? So do you see where your left hand ends on an F and a C? So F was the first on the bottom for this first one. Now the second one, you're going to move to a C on the bottom, okay? You can go here, or you can go down here. I'm going to go down here. So F to C, I'm going to do C for my bottom note. And so my right hand is going to be on C. So I'm going to go down a half step from a fifth to a sixth, back up, and I'm going to go up a whole step and back down. My left hand's going to do the same thing. Down a half step, there's no key to skip. You're going to make sure, I know I held it, but you're going to lift and play. Up a whole step. So it would sound like this. Then I play together, and then he goes down a half, back to sixth, down to fifth, up to sixth, back to fifth. So we're always landing on the fifth and sixth. Now when you play F, it's only going to be white keys. When you do it on C, it's also only going to be on white keys. Now remember what I did to find out my next spot? So C's on the bottom. So now I'm going to play this starting on a G. So G and D, fifth, G and D, G on the bottom. When I go down a half step this time, I'm going to have to play this black key, which is the F sharp. That's my sixth. When I go up, it's still going to be a white. And then my left hand does the same thing. Goes down a half step to the F sharp. Back up. Now he's going to go up a whole step to this E, which is white. Alright? So now this one had to have a black key on the bottom. So now we're going to find out, we're going from G, the top note is D. So now we're going to play this on a D. He's also going to go down to a black key, because this is a half step, right? Half step to a sixth, come back to the fifth, whole step, skip this black key, and then left hand does the same thing, down to this black key, half step, up a whole step. All right, so remember our first ones were F, and they were all white, and then the next ones were C, and they were all white. Our third one was G, which had a black key on the bottom, but a white key on the top. And then our next one was D, who also had a black key on the bottom, but a white key on the top. So to find our next one, we're gonna go up to where our top note is, which is an A. So now we're gonna play it on A, all right? So I'm gonna go down a half step, so it's also black. Now to do a whole step up from here, I've got to skip this white key and go to a black key. So now we have a black key on the top. The left hand will be the same. Down a half step to a black key. Up a whole step to a black key. Okay? Black on the bottom, black on the top, together. Black on the bottom, black on the top. And then our last time, that was number 5, here's the 6th, is we're gonna have E. So I'm gonna move down to this E. Here's my 5th, E and B. So it's gonna be just like the one we just barely did, the A. I'm gonna go down to a black key, and then up to a black key, and then together. Left hand, go down to this black key, up to this black key, and then that's the end of that. So remember, we start on F, white, white, C, goes down, white, white. Next one is G, go down black, go up white, and then D is the next one, down black, up white, the last two, 5 and 6, A, go down black, go up black, and E, go down to the black, up to the black. This is called transposing. As long as you keep when you move your hands, if you keep your half and whole steps exactly the same, you can play it anywhere on the piano. So you're going to be doing it 6 times. F, C, G, and D, A, and E. And each has like a set. 2 of them are all white, black on the bottom, white on top, black and black.